It's like history, but you can eat with it. For any Dansk collector, this is pretty much the holy grail. Hi, and welcome to the Dansk Archive. I'm Christine Mulkhe, the brand strategist for Dansk, and let's go take a look at what we've got inside. When Food 52 bought Dansk from Lennox, we inherited a lot more than a bunch of new Coben-style pots. We inherited the entire archive dating back to 1954, which is when Ted and Martha Nierenberg started the company in suburban New York using a young, unknown designer in Denmark named Jens Christgau. When the truckloads of boxes arrived here at headquarters, I knew I had my work cut out for me. Oh boy. Things were put into boxes at random, so any given box might have like 5 new Coben-style butter warmers, some silverware samples, and this is the thistle pattern, I believe. Some random plate that no one's heard of, and then somewhere tucked in between, maybe not very carefully wrapped, you'd find gold. Behind these guys, we have a very rare kind of British racing green stock pot in a size that's not made anymore. I mean, to me, this looks like a Jaguar from the 60s, and kind of have to have the same feelings about this pot as I do about a Jaguar. It felt like working at the Met or the Louvre, and you would just find a Caravaggio, just, you know, hanging out. And then there were the super magical discoveries. One day I was going through this box of just plate samples, because at that point they were just getting things from other companies and putting their own label on it. But for the sake of archiving, I really wanted to make sure I saw everything in the box. And sort of toward the bottom of the box, I found this one plate. It looked super cool, looked like it could have been made today. I was like, hey, that's cool. I would buy that, which is sort of the test, right? And I turned it over, and it actually is Dansk. It's from this collection, Bornholm, and so we looked it up, and it was only made from 1982 to 1984. There are only a few pieces in the collection, and it's going to be one of the first things that we reintroduce in 2022. So, in addition to the hundreds of boxes, we got these 4 massive flat files stocked with drawings. Like, you couldn't even open the drawers. I knew the right person for the job was the art archivist Philo Cohen. And I knew that she would understand what makes Dansk so special, not just to me, but to the thousands of rabid Dansk fans that we've met. You know, it's that really perfect meeting of just beautiful, clean, timeless design and beautiful materials. So, you know, it really is an example of craft manufacturing or artisanal manufacturing that unfortunately we don't really see that day, and we hope to bring back. So while Philo scanned, sorted, cataloged, and even photographed some of the pieces, she's also a photographer, fun fact. I put everything on the shelves using the expertise I'd gained my 2 or maybe 3 months working at Pier 1 during high school. So this is what we call the museum over here, or I call the museum, because these are the really valuable pieces, and I like to keep them as far away from the door as possible. This is so cool, and I think we should bring this back. I don't know if you know what a coffee percolator is or was, but they were a really big thing in sort of the 40s and 50s and 60s. We seem to have them in every color, which is awesome. Okay, so it's the Coben-style pitcher with a wrapped rattan handle, and it is just, I mean, it's still beautiful, right? And people go crazy for these whenever we post them on social. Everyone has a story. And the cool thing is you can see each Dansk piece has a stamp on the bottom, and that tells you where it was produced, and that's how I was able to figure things out chronologically. So this one was made in Denmark, which was the first place they were made, and then they went to France, and then they went eventually to Thailand. I think this was the day I cried. I was shoved in a box with things that had nothing to do with it, like new pieces, and I'd never seen it before. It's a Coben-style skillet with this incredibly delicate handle, and it was an original sample made in Denmark. And I mean, it's got the original Three Ducks logo. The more I open of the hundreds of boxes, the ones you see over here just for storage and for donation, you know, the more I got to learn about the company and its incredibly talented designers that I learned over the years. So this is a bit of an outlier, but I'm really obsessed with it. This is a design kettle, and it was designed by Porcelli in the 80s, and it doesn't look like Dansk at all. It almost looks like something from the Bauhaus, maybe. Look at that dimple. It's incredible. Viviane Toron Bühler-Hüb was a jewelry designer, and she made some pieces. She was convinced to design for dance because she was like, why would I make silverware or cutting boards or whatever? But you can see her touch as a jeweler. So it looks like a cheese board, thanks Mom, but it just has these incredible details like that, you know? She also designed, she designed these knives, and they stand up on their own. So once everything went on the shelves, then I selected the first 150 pieces to bring to market, which was the really incredible part. Working with the Food 52 commerce team to find factories and actually get these things made has been incredible. I'm so excited to see the first few pieces that we're reissuing. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but the rattan wrapped pitcher is going to be a first one, and Born Home, and so many more things to come. And really, to say that the Dansk Archive is endless is, for once in my life, not an exaggeration. It's so exciting to be a part of it.